So good afternoon, Helena. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and do this assessment with me. What we're going to do is I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the kinds of things that maybe might be causing you concern or be bothering you at the moment. And we ask the same questions to everybody, so it might be that some of the questions you might think that doesn't apply to me at all, and that's okay, but I need to find out if that's the case or not. Okay, and it should take about 20 minutes, but if you need a break or if you need to stop, just let me know. Okay. So when I'm asking you these questions, it's just thinking about how much these things have happened in the last couple of weeks. Okay. So we're sort of going to think about it from then. Do you have any questions for me before we start?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So I'll be making some notes as well, so don't be worried if I'm writing down. Okay. So just to start with, have you had any concerns about your physical health in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I have quite a lot of sort of aches and pains that have been bothering me quite a bit. Some are sort of around my sort of stomach, like stomach pains, and also I had a broken arm at one stage, sort of just over a year ago, that I still get a lot of pain with, okay. And I think like hasn't healed properly, so that bothers me quite a lot.
And have you sought help for that from a doctor or someone?
Yeah, I've been to doctor quite a few times. They said that it's fine and that it's healed now, but I'm still getting a lot of pain with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I worry that it hasn't healed properly.
Mm. And have you told the doctor about the pains in your stomach?
Yeah, they said they sort of did a few tests and said that they didn't find anything particularly wrong there either. But it's just a general sort of feel it's there quite a lot. It's quite a and I've had some sort of injuries there as well. And that I was worried about had done sort of maybe like damage or something.
Mm-hmm. Was that a while ago?
Yeah, the injury was quite a while ago, but the pains are still there.
Okay, so when you talk about these pains, how often are you concerned about them?
Quite a lot. Like I feel them quite a lot. Sort of most of the time I can feel something somewhere. So I think about it quite a lot.
Are there any times where you become aware that they're not there, or is it?
I feel like they're there like most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And how much does that affect you in what you do day to day?
Well, I'm quite conscious of doing like more damage, so I try to. I'm very conscious, and particularly of my arm. So I'm quite conscious when I'm out and about being knocked, especially if I'm sort of somewhere that's like busy or crowded. So I'm very conscious of doing anything that might do any more damage.
And does that limit the sorts of things you're able to do?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't go out that much, but when I do, that's something that I think about.
So you're worried about it, but you still go out?
Well, I mean, I don't go out that much anyway.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. And is that because of the arm, or is it perhaps other things that mean you don't go out so much?
Oh, I don't really like to go out that much anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So, in the last couple of weeks, have you been worried a lot?
Yeah, I worry. But like I said, I don't go out that much because I don't really like being out. I worry a lot when I'm out. I feel a bit better when I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. And what do you worry about?
Lots of things. I don't really like being sort of out with a lot of people. I worry a lot about sort of there being too many people around me, and that I might sort of get into trouble. I sort of I sort of moved here about a year ago to kind of move away from sort of people who I thought were sort of that I didn't want to be around, and so when I'm around lots of people, I worry that that there might be people that sort of not nice people that I don't want to be around. I feel I'd rather stay at home and stay away from people.
So there's that worry that perhaps there'll be people there you don't want to see.
Yeah, or people that might sort of want to hurt me or something like that.
Cool. And when you're at home, do you have any worries then?
Less. I think I've probably less when I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. And when you feel worried, how easy is it to sort of perhaps take your attention away from that to other things?
When I'm at home, it's not too bad. I usually sort of like watch TV or something. Whereas when I'm out, if I see something that sort of reminds me of anything or makes me nervous, then I can't really. I can get quite sort of overwhelmed by that, and I can't. Then I find it hard to sort of to calm that down again.
When that happens, do your palms sweat or does your heart beat fast?
Yeah, I have this sort of a tightness here, and yeah.
Okay. And does that interfere in sort of how much you're able to go about your day-to-day life?
Yeah, well, as I said, I don't really go out if I can help it. Yeah, so I'm not working or anything at the moment. I don't see. I've lost contact with a lot of people, friends, since I moved as well. So I don't really get out very much.
That's really hard. Just thinking more generally about your mood, how's that been recently?
All right, I think I'm quite low some of the time.
Mm-hmm. So when you're low, are you able to switch your mind to more pleasant topics if you want to?
I don't know. I watch TV quite a bit, but that's about it, really.
Does that help to take your mind off of it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And have you lost interest in or get less pleasure from the things you perhaps used to enjoy?
I'm not sure, because I don't really do many of the things, really. So yeah, I definitely stopped sort of going out to see people because it became just too. I found it too hard to be out, so I didn't enjoy being out and seeing people at all. So I stopped doing that. Yeah.
Was that more about the worry, the anxiety, or was that perhaps also feeling sad, feeling low?
Probably the worry. I was be just too worried.
When you're feeling low, how long does that last for?
It depends. Because I spend a lot of time at home, I can sort of. It can last for a couple of days if I don't go. Yeah, maybe a few days at a time. If I don't go out and then I just sort of stay at home, and I can get quite sort of low when I'm. Yeah.
There's more when you go out. That's when it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And these are questions we ask everybody, but in the last couple of weeks, have you had moments where you feel that perhaps life isn't worth living?
Sometimes I sort of I think, you know, there's not much point, like I'm not really doing anything. Like I don't think that I would sort of do anything bad, but I do have thoughts that, you know, I'm not doing anything, so there's not much point sometimes.
In the last couple of weeks, have you had any moments of that?
Yeah, a couple of times.
And in the last couple of weeks, is there anything that you've been perhaps feeling guilty about?
Yeah, maybe, I think. There was a situation that I was in back before I moved here, and I was in a relationship that ended quite badly and was quite difficult and became quite violent and quite abusive, and I got a lot of sort of criticism about that I sort of from my own family, saying that I should have gone, and that I left myself in a situation that I didn't, and I often think about that what I've sort of put my family through because I wasn't strong enough to sort of remove myself from that situation. And yeah.
Have you talked to other people about these feelings?
No.
How often do these thoughts or feelings sort of come up?
Quite a lot whenever I think about like the past or anything, or if anything sort of reminds me, then I would.
There's something about when things are there that remind you, it can happen quite quickly.
Yeah.
When that happens, is it possible for you to perhaps distract yourself or think about something else?
Not very easily. No, I think once I start to go down that, like to start to think about that, then I can get quite caught up in it quite quickly.
So it's quite hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
How have you been getting along with other people in the last couple of weeks?
I don't really see people.
Perhaps have you been out at all in the last couple of weeks?
To the shop when I have to, but I think that's it. And then to come here, but apart from that, I don't think so.
How was it when you were around those people?
I don't like it. I get I go out as little as I can. I don't like when I'm out, I often will see things that will like maybe remind me of things that have happened, and that's when I can get quite anxious.
Have you been irritable or grumpy lately?
I don't think so.
Okay. In terms of your your mood in the last couple of weeks, have you had any moments where you felt so good or high that perhaps other people thought you weren't your normal self?
I don't think so, no.
No. Any moments where you perhaps felt cheerful or on top of the world, but perhaps without a reason for it?
No, I don't.
So is there anything special about you? Anything you think is perhaps something that you have that other people don't?
No, I don't think that there is, no.
Have you ever thought that you might be somebody rich or famous?
No.
No. We've perhaps talked about this already, but do you ever feel uncomfortable in public?
Yeah.
And when you're out, does it seem as though others are watching you?
Yeah, I think so.
So when you've been out to the shops, have you done anything that perhaps has got the attention of other people?
Sometimes when I'm out, I can get so if I see something that either reminds me of things or makes me worried, I can get quite panicked, and I think that people often notice when I get I can get quite worked up.
Do you ever feel when you're out in public if someone's sort of going out of their way to hurt you or harm you?
Yeah, I do think. I do think when I'm out, I'm very worried about, especially when there's a lot of people. I worry that. So because I had this relationship that ended quite badly, and I moved away from that, and he sort of has quite a big family, and I do have that worry. That was sort of why I moved, because I was sort of worried that they might sort of try to find me, and even though I've sort of moved away, I still, if I'm in a crowded place, I feel like they might be that they might be able to find me or hurt me or something.
Not feeling safe.
Yeah.
Have you told anyone about these experiences?
No, not really.
No. So, how often have you been out in the last few weeks? In the last couple of weeks?
It was just a couple of times. I had to go to the shop a few times.
Okay. And when you're at home, do you have these same concerns about people's intentions towards you?
Yeah, I mean, I like to. I'm quite wary, so I keep the sort of the curtains closed quite a bit. But I do feel safer when I'm at home than when I'm out.
So when you're sort of perhaps at home, or do you ever seem to hear your name being called?
No, I don't. No.
And have you heard any sounds or people talking to you, or perhaps about you, when there's been nobody around?
No, I don't. Not when there's nobody around. I sometimes think when I'm out that people are talking, that I can hear people might be talking about me, but not when there's no one around. No.
Okay, and when you're out and about, you sort of think people might be talking about you. Is that something that you hear your name being said, or is it perhaps something different?
I don't hear my name. No, I think sometimes I just overhear things, and I think it might be someone that knows who I am,
Mm-hmm. It's more. Perhaps they might know you.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're maybe when you're at home, have you had any sense of receiving special messages from people?
No.
Or
No.
perhaps from the way things are arranged around you?
No.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen any references to yourself on TV or in the newspapers?
No.
Is anything like electricity, X-rays or radio waves affecting you?
No. No.
Have you had any moments where you felt perhaps thoughts are put into your head that aren't your own?
No.
And have you felt that you were under the control of another person or force?
No. No.
How are you doing?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just a couple more questions.
Okay.
So, in the last couple of weeks, perhaps thinking about when you've gone to the shops, have you done anything that perhaps got the attention of other people?
Not intention. I mean, I can get a bit panicky, and then I think more people probably see that I get panicky. I think, and then, yeah, so I do.
What happens when you get panicky? What would they notice?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll have to leave really abrupt. Like if I get too anxious, then I'll have to leave quite quickly, and I think that people must notice that if I have to leave really quickly.
Okay. And have you done anything that could have got you in trouble with the police at all?
No.
No. And is there anything that you've done that might have seemed unusual or perhaps a bit disturbing to other people?
No, not apart from just when I get anxious. I think people must wonder.
So how have you found looking after your appearance in the last couple of weeks?
I don't really bother if I'm at home. If I'm not going anywhere, then I don't really bother with stuff like that.
Do you change your clothes?
Not if I'm not going anywhere. No. Okay, I will if I have to. When I came here, but if I'm in the house, then not really.
How often do you take showers?
A couple of days, I think. If I'm not going anywhere, if I'm just at home, then yeah.
Every couple of days, or?
Yeah, probably.
I think. And has anyone perhaps commented about how you look or how you dress?
No. Not really.
Do you eat regular meals?
Sometimes, but then if I don't have anything, and if I don't have anything, then sometimes not, because I don't want to have to go out and get things. So then sometimes I won't.
How often have you perhaps skipped a meal in the last couple of weeks?
I don't really know. Can't really remember. It's just like if there's not really anything in, and I don't really bother too much. I don't really think about it that much.
Okay. So I've just got a few questions that we ask everybody in this interview. So can you tell me, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, and what's the date?
28th of June.
Okay. And can you tell me what this place is called?
I was at Neum Centre for Mental Health.
Mm-hmm. And what year were you born?
1989.
Ah, okay. And who's the Prime Minister?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't really remember.
Do you know if it's a man or a woman?
Yeah, it's a woman, is it? Oh, I just can't. I'm not very good with names.
So her first name's Teresa.
Theresa May.
That's it.
Yeah. Not very good with names.
Okay. So that's the end of all of my questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me before we finish?
No, I don't think so.
Well, thank you so much for your time.